All right. Well, it's 10:31. So good morning, FRI agents. How is everybody today? Awesome. Good. Um, well, you guys know, of course, right when I start doing this, my dog starts coming over and talking to me because I'm talking. So I'm going from home today. I have a good internet connection, so we're good to go. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is what's going on in the market. Before I get started in that, though, I want to talk to you about what we do on here. And some of you guys know me, and I'm not the nicest guy in the world. So I would I want to ask you guys. I appreciate those of you who do it, but this is a lot more difficult than doing trainings in person because I don't get feedback. It is hard to just talk to people and not get feedback. So those of you who have your cameras on, I really, really, really appreciate it. And those of you who will unmute yourself and talk back and give me feedback and stuff like that, this makes this a whole lot easier. And I can see if I'm losing people or not. And so it's very difficult to do this way. So I would appreciate if you can do it. But there's more to it than that. And that is, I know some of you don't have capability, and that's fine. And I'm not talking to you if you're watching on a desktop computer without a camera. Although you really ought to get one, because if you're going to do business in this environment we're in now, you need that. But what I want to talk to you about is getting up in the morning. Some of you aren't on right now because you don't think you look nice, because you didn't put on makeup or you didn't do whatever, and you didn't do your hair. You see, look at me, I'm perfect. So you guys, some of you guys aren't getting on because of that. And I want to tell you, if you want to be successful in this business and you're working out of your house, get up in the morning and put some clothes on and do your hair or your makeup or whatever it is you do. You don't have to do makeup, but just do it. Make yourself feel like you're working. Get out there. It's a lot easier when you do that. And trust me, I know I've got 2 dogs in the room with me here, so it's not that easy from home, but get yourself together in the morning, whatever you are, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you are, and get out there and even if you don't get out of the house, get to where you're, at least put some clothes on and get to where you are. And so I appreciate those of you who do come on here, who are up and at it in the morning. Guys, if you want to be successful in this business, get up and at it in the morning. It makes you feel, I mean, you guys who are on camera, not if you can, but it makes you feel like at least you're working, you're up and going, like you're closer to being like in a work environment if you're doing that. So I appreciate you guys. Edwin, I know you're usually on camera or you're usually in the car with your camera phone on. I appreciate it. You look perfectly put together in your picture, by the way, and you're holding that smile the whole time. So I appreciate it. Welcome, Nina.
Nahi.
Nahi, but your email is Nina.
Nina, correct.
Okay, so I didn't know which one
Good morning. I go by Nina. Good morning.
Okay.
Thank you.
I try to pick up on that stuff because we have a lot of people who have names and they go by their nicknames and they usually put that in their email. So I picked up on that. But I'll call you both because sometimes it's official and sometimes it's not.
You got it. Anything.
Awesome. Well, welcome. She's a new agent with us, everybody. Glad to have you. So we're going to talk this morning about a little bit what's going on in the market, and it's very frustrating out there, I know, for a lot of you guys, because I get to hear about it from a lot of you guys. So we are having a lot of difficulty getting things closed for 2 reasons. Well, at least 2 reasons. But underwriting is taking forever with lenders now. Does anyone know why that is? You can unmute yourself and tell me, or type it in the chat if you don't have the ability, whatever. Do you know why that is? Why underwriting is so slow right now?
Because they're working from home. There's less maybe available. They're not in the office. They're working from home. I don't know.
That's part of it.
And also a lot of people are doing refinancing.
That's part of it. I'm pointed that way because on my screen, she's over there. Good job, Debbie. So yes, there's a lot of refis going on. There's a lot of purchases going on. We're having, this is a record September for us. I can tell you, we're way ahead of schedule. There's a lot of closings going on. There's a lot of pent up demand out there. As you guys know, you're seeing a lot of buyers, a lot of prospective buyers who are trying to find something.
Yes.
A lot of pent up demand from the 3 months that we were down 40%, right? And so now there's a lot of pent up demand, a lot of closings. So title companies are swamped, lenders are swamped. These refis have to go through title companies too, and it's easy money for them. And lenders will tell you, oh, we're putting purchases first, and these refis are easy money for them, quick, easy money. But it still takes the same amount of time in underwriting, right? A little bit less time because of the appraisals and stuff like that, a little bit quicker, but there's not contract issues and stuff like that. But that's why we're going slow, and that's why stuff keeps needing to get extended and all this stuff. Title companies are swamped, lenders are swamped. Anybody who's got underwriting is swamped, right? And part of that is what Natalie said. A lot of people laid a lot of people off, and now they're bringing them back more slowly, and they're working from home, and there's not a level of communication that you see a lot of places. I know that's happening with title companies, where there's still title companies where you go in and there's just a receptionist, everybody else is working from home. Well, how the heck do you do that? And they'll have the closer come in for the signing sometimes, if one party at a time with masks, of course. But this whole process has slowed down because of underwriting with lenders and underwriting with title, and actually the ability to close. So it has been very, very frustrating. At the same time, you have everybody trying to win bidding wars by saying we'll close in 30 days, right? If you're a listing agent and you see that right now, you know that's nonsense. And I don't care what your loan officer tells you, because that's their job, is to tell you we'll close it in 30 days. I find that very hard to believe. We had Tom in here a couple of weeks ago, and I love Tom to death. He's my brother-in-law, for those of you guys who don't know, and he's very good at what he does. And he's used to closing loans 20 days, 25 days, stuff like that. And they'll brag about it all day. But right now, I don't think that Tom would say that. I don't know. It'd be very difficult. And this has all changed in the last couple of weeks that I've seen, that it's become so difficult to get through underwriting. So these bidding wars where people are coming in saying they're closing in 30 days, be ready for extensions, because that is very, very difficult right now. I don't care what their credit is, what their cash situation is. I don't care what their situation is. It's just getting through underwriting that takes forever.
Ryan, it took my last deal to close in 50 days.
Yeah, and I think that's about 40 to 50 days is about what you can expect right now. I think that's reasonable right now. But at the same time, you're going to have to be, if you're the listing agent, you're going to have people coming in there trying to win bidding wars, saying they'll close in 25 days or 35 days. Just be careful, okay? And prepare your sellers for that. All right. And if you're the one making the offer, God bless you if you get it done, but make sure that you get that extension before your financing period is expired. Okay, your financing approval period. All right. Any questions on that? No? Awesome. Those of you who missed it, you missed my speech about getting up in the morning and putting on some clothes and getting your hair done or whatever you need to do to get on camera. Please get on camera for these meetings if you can. Daryl, you look great, as always. So that's what's going on in the market. What are you guys seeing in the market? Anything interesting you guys seeing? Is in-house lending better? I don't think so. No. There's, you mean as opposed to brokering? Yeah. It's funny, you hear them blame it on the broker a lot because they want you to come directly, but most of the time it's that the broker is just a piece of the communication away from, just like you are. It's like saying, do you hold up deals? You don't hold up deals, right? I mean, if the seller and buyer could deal directly with their e-signs, then I guess it would save a few minutes, but you're not holding up deals. So I don't believe that is. Price reductions of properties bank to the market. Joanne, I don't understand that question. Maybe I missed part of it. Joanne, try to ask me that question again. I don't understand that, unless you're answering somebody's question. All right. So what have you guys done to stand out? We talked a couple of weeks ago how to stand out in the marketplace, stand out from the crowd. What have you guys done to do that? Let's follow up on that.
Well, we're trying to brand ourselves as non-residential specialists.
Awesome. I know Vivian's been doing that. She's been keeping me updated on what she's doing, and I appreciate that. What Vivian is doing is the part of I'm looking through my notes here. The part of it that is of course branding. She's finding a niche. She's branding. She's doing the things that you need to do to be successful. Why Vivian? Well, because Vivian specializes in this. She has a team that does that. How easy is it to find Vivian? I know her brand. I know her. I know her numbers. When you meet people, what are you telling them? Who I am, how to reach me, how I can help you, right? Make sure they know all that stuff right away. Who I am, what I do, how I can help you, how do you reach me? Get those across quickly, because they do not care that you're a realtor. Nobody gives a crap that you're a realtor. Okay. Nobody cares. There's a million of you guys, right? Let them know what you do, how you can help them, and how to reach you. So they never have to wonder. You do not want to lose business. And when they think, man, that Andres, he was awesome. I'd love to work with that guy. I don't know how to reach anybody. I don't know how to reach him. Right? Well, we'll find somebody else. Right? You don't want to do that. If you are able to baffle someone and get them excited about what it is that you do, Vivian talking about distressed properties and all that stuff. Whoa, wait, you don't just take easy deals? So you're not just a regular, bless you, Tammy. So you're not just a regular realtor who takes easy deals. You're actually going to work. That stands out, right? So whatever you're doing, do it. And you know what, Natalie, if you're the one who just does easy deals, tell them, hey, bring your easy deals to me. I saw an honest realtor stands out too, right? So there you go. So guys, do stuff that stands out. Okay. What else are you guys doing? Anybody?
Can we talk? Because it's easier to chat. To talk.
Yeah, please do.
Versus to chat. I like to be the one-stop shop for my clients and be not only the realtor, but ease their stress and pressure. So when they're like under stress trying to find, because there's specific limit for inspection, time frames or time limits, and insurance, they have to come up with some insurance information for the lender. And so there's a lot involved other than just finding the house. And so I try to accumulate a list of vendors and reach out immediately and start shopping for my clients, and then come back to them. I'm going to save you on this. I'm going to save you on that. And even help with scheduling if I can, so they can, so I can elevate, the stress and pressure. They will really like that, and they will always remember that. Not only that you found the house for them, but also that you made it as smooth as possible, the transition, because usually there's a lot of stress involved. So I like to stand out that way as well.
I absolutely love that, guys. That is fantastic. And again, welcome everybody. Welcome Nina. Nina's in Orange City area. So if you guys need anybody out there and you want to refer something out there, just let her know. And she's new with us. And I absolutely love that. And here's why. People are, you guys, you got to get out of your realtor mindset sometimes and think of yourselves as a regular person. Okay. Not that realtors aren't regular people, but you've got to think about it from their standpoint. They're overwhelmed by this. This is the biggest decision they've ever made. I always tell you guys this, whether they're buying their first house for $75,000 or they're buying $1 million house, it's the biggest decision they've ever made, right? Because they're just moving up and moving up. And then when they downsize to that last condo when they're 75, that's the last house they're ever going to buy. So that's the biggest decision, right? So there's always the biggest decision, and there's always confusion. They only move every 5 to 7 years. So if they don't remember what they were supposed to do, they're confused. They don't remember their last realtor because they didn't keep up with them. And for Nina to offer them everything A to Z, that is exactly what I was just talking about with the distressed properties thing versus I only take the easy deals, is you're going to help. You're beyond a regular realtor. They think realtors are just an access to the MLS. And why do they even need you now that they have Zillow, right? So they think that's what we do. We have a lack of perceived value. What Nina's making clear to them is that I'm going to hold your hand through this entire process, right? I am going to make sure that you get the right insurance and you don't pay for flood insurance if you don't need it. And you don't do this and you don't do that. All the stuff that they have no idea about. You start throwing these terms at them in flood insurance and they're not going to know anything, right? They need to know what they don't know. And they need to know how much they don't know. They don't need to know exactly what they don't know because this isn't their job. But they need to know that they don't know anything, because the regular layperson thinks that they know as much about real estate as you do, right? The difference, I always say the difference between a heart surgeon and a realtor is a realtor doesn't think they're a heart surgeon, right? Everybody thinks they can do the job of a realtor, okay? So what Nina's saying is I'm a one-stop shop, so you don't have to worry about going around and getting ripped off all over town. I'm going to help you get through this process. I am the shepherd and you are the sheep, and I'm going to guide you through this. Don't call them a sheep, but I'm going to guide you through this process, okay? You're going to shepherd them through this process. And that's what they need. They need a professional who's on their side, not just someone to send them an auto email and like, oh, let's go look at this house, right? So that's what we need. That is beautiful. I like that approach. That is different. I like the one-stop shop because that kind of gets their thing like, what do you mean a one-stop shop? Because when you said that, I was like, I wonder what she means. And I know the business, right? So they're going to wonder what you mean by that. So yeah, I love that.
That's really good because I kind of do all of that, but they don't really know that that's anything extra. You know,
Perfect.
it's a part of my business. And so now I realize, you know, I need to make them realize how much I'm doing for them over and above maybe what other people do. I do their insurance. I make all their I do all this stuff, but they probably just think, oh, this is just normal because I don't really point that out.
Fantastic. That is exactly right. Guys, if you do it, brag about it, right? If you're doing these things, brag about it. Let them know what you do. They have no idea what you do. Educate them. You know, and I always say this, the reason so many people get into this business is a lot of them sit at a closing with you, right? How many of you guys know people that you've sold houses for them and they became agents? Right? How many of you guys became an agent because you were inspired at a closing or you saw how cool it was or something like that and you thought you can make a lot of money because your realtor did? Well, a lot of people do that, okay? A lot of people sit at closings and they see that Natalie's walked out of here with a $10,000 check and they say, hey, honey, the kids are going to school next year. You could do that. Natalie, or the wife says to the husband, or the husband says to the wife, you hate your job. You should do this. Look how much Natalie just made, right? She didn't even do anything. She showed us a couple of houses and she made $10,000. The better job Natalie does, the less it looks like she does, right? Some of you have had deals when you first started that was chaos and you had to hold it together, putting out fires right and left, or even you probably had one last month that was chaos and you had to put out fires right and left. And you look like a genius maybe to your client. Oh, we love you so much. You did such a great job. And you're like, wow, I don't know. It could have been a lot better. And you've had other deals that looked seamless to them, but you know how much work you did behind the scenes. Then you've had seamless deals and you've had terrible deals that have blown up and you've had seamless deals that have blown up at the last minute. You've had all kinds of stuff, right? They have no idea what you do. No idea. They think you show them a couple of houses and you show up for a check is what they think. You answer a few emails. You set up an inspector and an appraiser to get out there. Maybe you went out there for a couple of hours. They think you spent 8 hours on their deal and you made $10,000. And that's why they go get their license for $350 and take the state exam for $58. And for $408, they're now a competitor, right? So that is what we're fighting against, the lack of perceived value. So if you're doing something, let them know, brag about it. Okay. I bet you do a lot of things that you never even tell people that you do. That's why I love these. You guys hear me talk about this all the time. If you Google a list of things that realtors do, there's one that has 184 things and one that has 312 things. Google that and make it part of your presentation for them. Some people use it for when people are trying to talk you down about your commission. And they'll say, oh, you want to pay 5% instead of 7%? Well, you pick 32% of the things on this list that you don't want me to do, right? I mean, that's harsh, but you again, never say what I say, just make it your own and make it nicer. So, but you get the idea, right? Find out what it is look at all the things you do and you'll be like, oh yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. I didn't know I do that, but I do, right? And you'll remember all those things. And again, like we always talk about in here, when negotiating commissions, if I can't negotiate with you for commission, how am I going to negotiate for you? Right? Is that who you want? The person you can steamroll? Is that who you want representing you? Someone who can be steamrolled? I don't think so. Same with the buyer brokerage agreement, guys. All right. So what else are we doing? I love that, Nina. Great job. Tammy, you're right. You do all those things and you do an awesome job. That's why you're a diamond producer. But you guys have got to let people know. Let them know, because nobody wants to hear that you're just a realtor. Who else is doing something exciting to make themselves stand out?
Just want to mention, Ryan, I uploaded my vendor list on the chat for anybody that needs it as a reference. I just did it a couple weeks ago, so it's pretty current.
Okay, we have one on our page as well. I believe I sent that to a couple of people yesterday. But all right, what else is someone doing? Anyone doing to stand out? Anyone doing anything new? Anyone been doing anything? Go ahead, Daryl.
What's the Diamond Award again?
Daryl, that is our second most exciting award that you can win with us. There is no qualification. There is no set qualification for it other than being the top third and fourth producers in our company.
Aha. Okay. Thanks.
There's no number that might be, it might be 20 million, it might be 9 million, whatever it is, it is. It's just within our company.
What's the top award?
That'll just be the top one, top producer. And then so we have diamond, platinum, gold, and then the rest are multi-million dollar producers.
Okay.
Okay.
Something I did this week is I attained a designation. I attained the CLHMS. I'm still learning how to say it, which is a Certified Luxury Home Marketing Specialist.
Nice. Guys, I love it. I love getting all of the initials after your name that you possibly can. I really do. And being a specialist and marketing these people, because which one do you pull? It's like having Daryl, you remember the Southwest coach pulling out the golf clubs reference? It's like having a club for every shot, right? If you meet somebody who's going through a foreclosure, you don't pull out your I'm a luxury specialist card, right? If you have somebody, you pull out that you're the foreclosure and short sales specialist. So you pull out whatever one you need for whatever person it is, but you have all these things. Oh, really? So you have that? This is what I have. I have a certification in that. And how difficult was that to get, Daryl?
Actually, I was just going to go over the qualifications. What you have to do, I had to look up actually the qualifications because I didn't even know, and I've been in the business 20 years. But you have to sell the above 510,000, and you have to sell 3 homes above 510,000 in the past 2 years to qualify, which I have. So I got that qualification, and then you have to do a 4-hour course, which I did all on Saturday. It's like 4 exams, $395. Right. Got to pay as well for like $250 or something. Passed in 1 day, qualified in 1 day. It's actually pretty simple. And now that I'm aiming towards the guild in the same designation, and what that does, or the qualifications for that is to sell 2 over $1 million homes in the next 24 months.
Okay. So, Daryl, usually we get a form to sign for that. I didn't get one from you. Usually we get one that signed. Did you send it to Yana? Yep. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I signed one, or I had one signed yesterday for Jerry down in Sarasota, who I think I think it's the top 10% of the market. That number, that 510 that you had, I think his down in Sarasota was like 570, that he had to have 3 over 570 because they're a little fancier houses down there. So he had to have 3 over 570 in the last 24 months. So he did the same exact thing yesterday. So it's funny.
I was surprised it was so low. I was expecting at least 600,000, but no, 510.
I would have thought so too, but that just shows you what the median versus, what the top 10% is versus what we think it is. These $1 million sales are probably 1% of sales. And then it goes down to 800 and all that stuff. So I was surprised how low 10% was in Sarasota County, when he did his. So, but that's very good for you guys. And that's great. That's great. Getting designations and stuff. If you're slow business-wise, take some time and get them. Some of these designations are $10, guys. Some of these designations are free. Get on there and get them through the board. That's what the free ones are. So anybody else doing anything to stand out? How are you guys doing with social media, since nobody's saying anything? How are you guys doing with social media? Anybody? Any thoughts on social media? How is your social media? Give me some numbers. How are you doing? 1 out of 10. How's your social media?
Doing great. Keeping up with it. Sorry, I was typing my designation. Somebody was asking me what it was called again. Doing great in social media. Updated every day. I just did my Pet Alliance volunteer yesterday, and we had 4 kittens from Tennessee come in with Tennessee city names. So I put it on my I put it on Instagram, which automatically goes to my Facebook and my Twitter. Yeah, both of those. and got tons of likes, but every day, updated every day.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's one of the things that we talked about, creating a niche, and with pet lovers was one of my ones. And I think Daryl inspired me to put that on my list. Pet lovers, guys, Daryl will get people who love cats are going to be attracted to Daryl as a realtor, right? Someone who shares an interest with them. Okay. Maybe dogs. If you want to, you can be pet friendly. You can specialize in whatever you want to specialize in, but get some attention out there. You've got to stand out. So I love that, Daryl. Great job. Anybody else? How is your social media? Is it going well or not? I mean, yes or no? Give me a 1 to 10 response, Andres.
So I'm kind of that's where I'm kind of at, because up until now I've been all word of mouth and referrals, so that's been good. I've been kind of riding that wave, so I've kind of left marketing and social media on the back burner. So I'm kind of in that crossroads where I don't know if I should start building, I guess, an awareness on a personal brand page, or on a separate brand page that I've created, or on my personal social media page, or kind of repost and use both of them. I'm not sure which kind of direction, because I see realtors kind of use, they'll create like their own little brand profile, or they'll just use their personal name to start posting, their wins, their listings or sales. So I'm kind of like asking that same question, like kind of what direction do you see more results from, or best practice? I don't know.
Well, here's the best practice as I see it. Are you talking about Facebook?
Like Instagram, yeah, Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm old. So what I like doing, Instagram, I like you having just a business one, okay? Where you share your likes on stuff, or share your wins and all that stuff, all your sales and all this kind of stuff. But what I really like is something. Here's the most important thing. It's like a diet. Okay, people do the Atkins diet where they don't eat any carbs. They do it for 2 months. They start eating carbs again, and what happens? Right? The yeast, like a yeast roll, right back to where they were. Okay, you have to do something that is sustainable. Okay, when you diet, you have to do something that you're going to keep doing, and it doesn't affect your lifestyle so much that you just can't stand it, and you're going to go back off of it. Okay, so what I want you to do, because what you said that stuck out the most to me, Andres, was that you've been working a lot of referrals now, so you've been putting that on the back burner. Social media is not something you can put on the back burner. Okay, you need to do something that's sustainable for you. So get a system where you post it, it goes to all of your social media, and you can spend an hour a week on it, or 2 hours a week on it. There's no excuse for not doing that. I mean, we're realtors, right? We've got time for stuff like that. You can do 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, something like that. You post on there, and it goes, maybe, if you need to cheat, have it go out to everything at once. Use one of the systems that does that, okay? So I'm trying to think of the name of the most popular one. It's escaping me right now. But you do that, and it goes to everything. It's very simple. Pardon me? Yes, Hootsuite. Yep. So you put it on, and it blasts to all of your social media. It's very simple. But do something that you can sustain. So what I want to see is on your Facebook, anyway, is a Facebook business page where you put something every other day or every day. Okay, something real estate related. Interest rates are down. The Fed's going to do this. Orlando's the #2 market for that. Tampa's the #3 market for that. Whatever it is, right? You put that on your Facebook or on your business page 3 or 4 times a week. Then you share once or twice a week to your personal page. And of course, any wins, any closings, any things like that, you're going to share to your personal page. Okay. You want all your personal friends to remember that you're a realtor, and to see that you're a realtor, and see that you're serious and you're active and you're successful. Okay. Who wants to work with somebody who's not successful at what they do? If you're going to get a facelift, do you want to go to a doctor who's not busy and not successful? Probably not, right? So that is what you want to do. So do something that's sustainable, but you've got to keep up your social media. You've got to. It is not something that you can just go away, because when they see that, they see that you're not doing it, that you're not serious. If they see you do it once every 6 months, and they go click on your business page and you haven't put anything in 3 months, how good are you? Right? How serious are you about what you do?
For marketing guidelines, if I create, Hello Realty, whatever business page, or not Realty, but just like my personal brand. Do I need to include FRI logos alongside everything, or what are some guidelines?
You just have to have it somewhere on there that you're Florida Realty Investments. That's your broker. You don't
Logo,
have to have
or do I need to have like FRI contact information as well?
You don't have to have contact information. In this day and age, they've done it where you do not have to include contact information because people can so easily assess that now. It's not like the old days with the yellow pages. So everything's it has to be, all their guidelines are based on a reasonable person. Okay. Could a reasonable person find out who your broker is? Or do they think they're dealing with you directly, that you're the broker, right? That's why they don't allow you to have realty and stuff in your team name, because that sounds like you're the broker. So compliance wise, you can't do that. You can't sound like you're the broker. You can't say, my team name is Central Florida Home Brokers, okay? Because it sounds like a brokerage. So you can't say, Central Florida Realty Team, sounds like a brokerage. Okay, so it has to be clear who they're dealing with. That's why when you put your cell phone number on something, it has to say that it's yours. It has a C or an M or a D for cell or mobile direct. So they know. So if they have a problem with Daryl and they say, I'm going to call and tell on him, and they call thinking it's a brokerage and it's Daryl's cell phone, and Daryl says hello, and they say, yeah, I got a problem with that, Daryl. And he goes, oh, I'll handle it for you. What's the problem?
Hello, Ryan Langley here.
So you can't. So you got to be clear about that, and their compliance is supposed to be based on how a reasonable person would perceive something. So just make sure that you do that, but you do have to list who your broker is. Let's make it clear that you're not the broker, and that's all. If they can find it on your page, reasonable search, you're fine.
Yeah. So I find my issues to be more time related, not so much that I can't do it. It's just once I get into marketing and social media, it's just it consumes half of my day, and then I'm unsure if that's what I want to post, and then I'm just kind of like, okay, I need to be selling something first now. So does anyone use any sort of digital marketing companies or any sort of resources?
No, Andres, keep it all personal as much as you can. Don't hire. I tried to hire somebody to do mine back in the day. They were awful. They didn't know what was going on in Orlando whatsoever. And my clients, they all knew that it was fake. It was fake news. Hello. Yeah, really. But what you need to do, and what helped me a lot, is Google calendars for realtors for social media postings. And it'll give you, I actually printed off a whole year, which it tells me each day, which sometimes I follow, sometimes I don't, because I usually have enough content. But it tells me what I need to post each day, actually for a whole year. I found one. They're free out there. Super easy.
By the way, we work with a tremendous gathering of professionals like John Tankersley at Assured Partners and Tracy Sile at Sile Insurance, all of whom will provide you content. I get Jeff Mackey Pillar to Post on my feeds, and I share his stuff because he vets his. Same thing with Tracy Sile and Don Tankersley and some other, obviously Nishad Khan and Tycon Title. I don't have to worry about what I'm sharing because I know that they're professionals in their industries. So that's where I get my free content.
Okay.
I have a question. I have not started a business page on Facebook because don't you have to invite people, and you're inviting your friends that are already on your personal feed? So it's kind of like double invitation type of thing. I mean, how do you get new people to like your business page that are not on your personal friends and family page?
Share content on your business page, on your personal page, and on your other social media, like I use Google and LinkedIn. So I share across the board, but I always go back to my Real Broker Cats Facebook page.
Hashtagging as well.
Exactly.
Hashtagging gets people. Guys, I highly recommend you spend a few bucks, and you boost your posts. Make it something though, not like Orlando's the number 3 market for something, but boost your post that says pool homes in Winter Springs under 350. Okay, or whatever it is. Boost those to where they're getting out to people. That gets out to people that you don't know. Okay, and I'm talking it's $10, $15, $20, something like that. and you can boost it for a week and it reaches another 10,000 people or something. Okay. Not too expensive. It's a good way to get that out there. But yes, Natalie, start your business page and invite all your friends. You get those all the time. You know, Daryl's my Facebook friend, and then he'll invite me to like his business page, and I'll like his business page, and it's fine. But, and then I see him share something, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I just, you know, if I've already seen it on his other one, I'll just scroll, you know, right? So it's not too much on your friends. You're not harassing your friends if you do that. Okay. I see we're Facebook friends. I know about your son and his baseball and all that stuff. I know about all the wine you drink and everything else. Right. So I'm kidding. So, but I see your personal stuff. I like you as a person just from that, right? That you're a real person. And then if you're sharing something every third day, twice a week from your business page, it doesn't bother me at all. You're a realtor. Now I know Natalie's a realtor and she's serious and she's got a business page, and the more people I see that like your business page, the more I know how successful you are. I know you're successful because I work with you, but other people don't, right? And if they don't know you're a realtor, they're really not going to think you're successful because they didn't even know you're a realtor, right? They have no idea how good you are. So, and by the way, everybody, Natalie's very good. But that is why, though you want to start your business page, it's absolutely free. Share content to it. Content is easy to find. Share content to it. We have, for you guys who don't know, Abby's in our office now. She's going to be helping you guys with your social media marketing, any kind of marketing stuff you need. If you want, I know you guys got her email. Those of you who read the emails from us got her email yesterday, introducing herself and talking about the things she does. If you want a signature blog from Florida Realty Investments, she can do one for you. If you want help with your social media marketing, she can help you with that as well. She runs our YouTube page. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't seen it, we have the YouTube page where these videos are stored now. And we have the Facebook group page. Please join the Facebook group, FRI Agents group. You have to ask to join it. Don't join the FRI Agents page, which I asked her to take down. It should be gone now. That was the old one. Now you have to join the group. We don't have outsiders on there. If you see outsiders on there, let me know. But we don't have outsiders on there. We just let you guys on there. That's a place for you guys to share. You can share your successes there, of course, but also share if you need somebody to work an open house or you want to work an open house or whatever. Let everybody know. If you want recommendations that are more personal to our group, let us know there. If you have questions and you don't, some of you do that. If I don't answer you in the first 5 seconds, you put it on there. But other ones, if you need any kind of help from other agents or you just want to ask, who's helping you with your social media content and we're not in a training, you can ask on there as well. Andres, I want to come back to you. I didn't doubt that you were capable of doing your own social media, but you've got to make it work. Even if it takes you an hour a week, whatever it is, you've got to make it work. I know time's an issue. Don't be too worried about what you do. And like I know Vivian was saying, she pulls content off of these other things. Sometimes it's just like, there's a class in this. There's a class about learning about FERPTA that I'm taking. Oh, went to a great FERPTA class today, or whatever it is, right? Or that there's one coming up. You just share stuff like that shows you're in the business. I wouldn't necessarily be the one I would choose to share on my personal page. Choose the good ones to share on your personal page, the best ones, but put something on your business page to where if I scroll down there, before I get thumb fatigue like you do, if you go check out somebody's business page, you're just making sure they're legit. You don't really want to know what they were doing on June 18th, right? You just want to make sure they're legit. You're not going to get out of September right now. You're going to go down about 6 posts, 8 posts, 10 posts, and you're going to say, that's a real estate person. They're legit, right? Hopefully there's a closing mixed in there that you can pin at the top of your page, whatever, get your latest closings in there. I would flood all my closings to close to the top as possible and get people, seeing those things, because what do people want to see? They want to see happy testimonials, right? And I always tell you guys this too, get pictures when you can go to your closings. I don't care if you go with masks, if you're outside the house with masks on and you're handing them the big fake giant key, whatever you're doing, get pictures of that stuff. Those are implied referrals. And when people get their keys or they get their check, get a picture of you handing somebody a big fat check too, right? They get their key or they get their check, they're smiling, right? Everybody's smiling, right? It's like a boat. Your 2 best days in a boat owner's life, the day they buy it and the day they sell it, right? It's the same for a house. They're smiling. and you get a picture with them, and they might be thinking, this Andres is the biggest idiot I've ever met, but at least this thing is finally over. I never have to see him again, right? Or they're thinking Andres is awesome, right? Either way, picture doesn't talk, right? So get a picture, put it on your thing. If they do think Andres is awesome, or even if they'll lie and say that on camera for you, get them to do that, or get them to write you something. Definitely get these referrals, guys. Referrals are the number one thing. What do you do right now when you are going to check out a new restaurant? You're thinking about a couple of restaurants to check out, or you're in a strange town. You go to a strange town and you might go to this restaurant or that. What do you do? Anybody?
Reviews.
Check in.
Reviews, not check in, Daryl, but reviews first, right? Daryl, I know you check reviews first, right? Before you go somewhere. That's what you want to do. These are just reviews of you, right? So get these things, and pictures speak louder than words. People are really going to read a couple. How many reviews do you read? Do you read all 1,193, or do you read the first 5? A good one and a bad one, 2 good ones, 2 bad ones, and then you decide, right? So, and you want to see how many stars they get and all that stuff. These are your reviews. Get them. Okay. So that needs to be the headline of your social media. Get some of these things, pin them up near the top where people are going to see them. Okay.
Hey, Andres. Do you have Rate My Agent on the MLS?
I don't have it. That was another thing too, is, you know, which system do you send them to review on? Because I started my Google, like through HomeSnap, I guess my Google page personal profile. And so I was sending clients that Google review, but then I was thinking of the Rate My Agent, but I'm like, how many different systems will they actually review, or should I send them, or which ones actually are better? I don't know.
All of them. Yeah. Google's the most important, I think, but Rate My Agent, when you get the reviews, it automatically goes to your website, your page, your Facebook page. So it's super simple. All your new listings go there, all your reviews go there, so it's automatic.
So are you sending them different emails to review, to like links, like multiple links?
Yeah.
Or
Google, definitely a Google review link, and I'm sending them also a Rate My Agent link. I think those are the only 2 that I don't really ask for Zillow leads anymore, or Zillow reviews anymore. But those 2 are important. Google's very important because of the algorithms.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. Anybody else have anything? Anything they want to talk about? Those of you, yeah.
CMAs. So JB and I are running CMAs for his buyers and our new listings coming up. And one of the things that we started I noticed it really quickly, that some deals are closing in 3 to 5, or going pending in 3 to 5 days. And then some are going pending now after 150 days, let's say. So I'm thinking it's all about pricing out of the gate. What does everybody else think? Too many days on market just makes us look kind of irrelevant, I guess.
I agree.
What do you guys, what do you guys think? Why do you guys think you don't get showings? And you really only know this if you're the listing agent, why it's on the market so long, right? We always wonder when we're out there and we check the history and we see that it stayed on the market for it stayed pending for 25 days, then we know it was financing. And if it stayed pending for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days, it was probably inspection, right? We know that kind of stuff typically. But why do you guys think, if you have a listing and you're not getting showings, why is that? Anybody?
Price?
It's price. Product.
It's price or pictures typically, right? It's price or presentation. Why, if you get a bunch of showings, are you not getting offers?
Thank you.
No, why is that? What causes that?
I've got one that it's wood frame. It needs flood insurance. I mean, it's 90 days today on the market.
But you're getting a lot of showings?
Yeah, I had 2 showings on Monday, but yeah, the family room's 15 by 12, but the whole house is 2,500 square feet. It's like a weird layout. It's just a culmination. And it's
Okay.
got a brand new roof just put on in July, 2,500 square foot house.
Perfect example of what I'm going to tell you. If you're not getting offers after getting a bunch of showings, the house is not presenting well.
Right.
And maybe it's a quirky house like this one.
It is.
Maybe your pictures. I mean, we've all looked at houses. We've all been excited. We're taking this guy to this house. He's going to buy it. This lady's going to buy this house. They're going to love it. Look at these pictures. And we get there and the pictures were fantastic because the house looks like garbage, right? I mean, it doesn't look garbage, but the rooms are tiny and everything looks so much distorted from the pictures. So I like pictures that are a good representation of what it is, but I like pictures that are good too. You've got the good lighting and get professional pictures done. But if everything's scuffed up, if it doesn't, houses that don't present well, like it's not a great house. They needed to spend more money to fix it up, or they needed to do something. If you're getting showings and you're not getting offers, it's presentation of the house. It's the actual house. When they get there, they don't like it. Maybe it's the neighborhood, maybe it's the yard, maybe it's whatever, right? Poor curb. Obviously they wanted to see it, so it must have had some kind of curb appeal, but then it doesn't look so great once you get there. So those are things those are reasons it doesn't sell. As far as CMAs go, what are you guys using for CMAs? Are you using RPR? What are you guys using for that? Or Cloud CMA? What are you guys using?
We used both Remine and Stellar yesterday just to compare the two. They were pretty much on the money with each other.
Okay. Anybody else?
Cloud, RPR.
Okay. All right.
I want to ask a question. I have sellers that, I have this house that was dated, it's listed, and the sellers ask, do you think if we took the wallpaper down and we painted and we did this and we did that, do you think we would get that much more for the house? I'm not really comfortable. Normally I'd say why don't you just lower the price instead of go through all of that. Does anybody ever, I know there's some agents out there that will go in and recommend they paint and they do all this stuff but I'm not comfortable, doing that.
Why are you not comfortable doing that?
Because I don't really know what it will gain them. I don't know that what they invest is going to gain them that much. I mean, to me, in my head, I'm like, well, if you're going to spend $20,000, I think I just lower the price 20 and see what happens, and then not go through I don't know. I don't know. It's got to, once you start doing one thing, it starts making other things look bad, so, I've renovated a house before, and I know one thing leads to another. So.
Oh, true.
How much is the house, Tammy? How much total is the house?
Price-wise?
Yeah.
We've lowered it a lot. We're at $375. And
okay.
She got estimates to remove wallpaper. It's big. It's like 2,600 square feet. It's on a busy street. It's on Gatlin. Remove wallpaper. It's got one of those like wide stoves with the pull-out burners. So you can't even really just replace the stove because it's like a wide thing. Anyway, it's a nice solid home. It's carpet. It's got terrazzo floors under the carpet. So, like removing carpet and exposing all the terrazzo, you're saving the work of somebody doing all of that, but it might make it more appealing. I agree. And removing the wallpaper probably would make it more appealing. But are you going to really get more money for it? I'm not really sure.
Okay, so when you have a house, and the reason I ask you how much it is, there's a certain threshold of value where I'm going to attract buyers who are going to have cash on hand, or I'm going to attract buyers who are spending every last penny to buy the house.
Right, exactly.
Right? So I don't want to sell a $250,000 house that somebody needs to go in there and spend $5,000 right away. Okay. That it's so ugly and the wallpaper so dated and this and that they're going to need to spend $5,000 right before they even want to look there, or they're going to puke at the walls. Right. So if I'm doing that, then I'd like to see the repairs made where it's move-in ready. If I'm selling a $500,000 house, those people have cash, they can move in and fix stuff. Okay. Or They can pay to fix it before they move in. So it depends on what kind of buyer you're attracting, and you're kind of right there in the middle. But I think most 350 buyers right now, 350 is the new 250. I don't know if you guys have noticed that in the last year.
Yes.
That we used to have multiple offers on everything, 225, a couple years ago. Then it came 250. Now 350, you get multiple offers if it's a good price. I would say I would rather drop that. I would definitely in that case, I wouldn't want to spend 20 grand. I thought you were talking about $2,000, $3,000 removing wallpaper and painting walls. If you're talking about restoring floors and doing all that kind of stuff, depending on how terrible it is now, depending on if it's livable.
It's a nice solid house. It's just a grandma house. It's got carpet throughout and wallpaper, but it's very nice. It was a custom built house back in its day in 1966.
You know what I would do? I'd rather see you give an allowance for them to fix stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, because if I'm looking at that house and it's a grandma house, but I want to live there, I would love to have some cash on hand to do that. So they can either buy it for 355, or they can buy it for 365 with 10 grand back, or whatever, that kind of thing, whatever you'll allow.
So,
Even something saying that the owners recognize the house is dated and will be happy to give an allowance for some renovation.
Okay.
So here's something I learned about terrazzo. You can remove the carpet, but if they use...
Yes, the tack strips make holes. Yeah, they have to be filled and refinished. Yeah, it's a whole nother...
Yeah, sellers get all crazy when you mention that, but let's face it, what's taking the carpet up? And also, I've had, literally, I could show Ryan in writing right now, a file that we closed a couple years ago, where I specifically mentioned to the seller, if you're going to change anything, take the foyer wallpaper down, blah, blah, blah. I listed the things that most dated the house. She did everything opposite and then complained about it. So I'm of the belief they shouldn't touch a thing at all, because they're not going to do it right anyway.
That's true.
Okay.
If you know a staging company, call your stagers and see if they'll do a consultation, a pre-listing or a ongoing listing consultation to come in and for maybe $250 or something.
That's true.
Let them come in and tell you exactly what needs to be done in their eyes. My stagers, every time I stage my listings, they sell in like a week or less.
Who's your stager?
Actually, it's a couple guys actually here in downtown Orlando, which they're all over the state now. I'm trying to think of the name. It's a long name.
Yeah.
Home Staging Pros.
Okay.
Brad and Jeff. Actually, I sold them their condo that they live in downtown. But they're awesome stagers. They've staged so many houses for me, and they've sold and condos. And actually, a lot of the buyers have said the reason why they bought it was because it was staged so well.
Now, do you charge your sellers for the staging, or do you pick that up?
Yeah, the sellers pay for it.
What is about the average staging cost?
Sure. On a house or a condo, somewhere around 1,400 square feet or so, maybe 1,500. It's usually around 1,700 to stage it for 3 months. And then usually $300 per month if it takes after that. That's the normal. And it's really nice furniture. It's not junk.
Yeah.
It's nice luxury furniture.
Okay.
Are you paying for that, or are you having the sellers pay for that?
Sellers are paying for it.
Once it sells?
Yeah.
Or upfront?
Actually, they pay on credit card when it's staged. But I've got so much evidence that it sells within a week. It's kind of a no-brainer when I recommend it.
Good, thank you.
Okay, do we have anything else? Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, Daniel. How are you, buddy?
Amazing. My question is, it's a good idea to buy your Seco through a Zillow Prime agent, something like that. They will put in some offer on me, like the 65% share, something like that. I will get like 13 gold, something like that. The conversion, they say out of the 6, you make 1 conversion. So they charging me like 1,500, something like that. That's a good idea to invest on Zillow or not? You know the whole picture from the people there, from where you get leads.
Okay, I don't think, I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. You're asking if it's a good idea to buy Zillow leads. They've got some special program that they're gonna do.
Yes,
Is
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
For they want me to invest 1,500. They say I'm gonna get like 13 leads a month, something like that, and the conversion rate is 6. I mean, 1 out of 6.
What
Well,
zip code? What zip code are you buying? You're muted.
34772.
Where is
what's
that?
it? Yeah.
That's a St. Cloud.
Oh, that's
What's
right.
it?
I do St. Cloud. Oh, I do some St. Cloud Zillow leads. I do get a lot of leads from Zillow, but for some reason I haven't. They're decent leads, but for some reason they have not. They have not closed. But they're viable people. 1,500 for St. Cloud. I probably do half of that. I'd probably do 800.
Okay. Well, Daniel's just getting started up in the business. He's trying to go. Tim, you've got a lot of pools to pull from. So Daniel's just getting started in the business, and Daniel's in that area. It's hard for them to say 1 out of 6. You're going to close 1 out of 6. That's complete conjecture. But I mean, maybe it's 2 out of 6.
You know what they might be saying is you show up on the searches like 1 out of 6 times that the listing comes up. All these agents show up, and you might be showing up 1 out of 6 times. That
No,
either
no. They say
No?
I got 25% I'm gonna be showing because I don't know, for some reason the numbers are 200 out of 200. So I got this. I'm gonna have the 65% out of the 200. So that's mean every 4 times I'm gonna be showing up. But the conversion rate, we're talking about conversion rate. You're gonna get the leads, and the leads are 13 leads, 13 calls. And out of the 13 calls, he say every 6, they say every 6th one convert.
Okay, so Daniel, it comes down to this, and I tell a story sometimes about one of our agents who I ran into leaving the office one day downtown, our downtown office, and I walked out of the back of the office, and you guys know where the bullpen is there in the back of the downtown office, and I'm walking through there, and it's 4:45 on a Friday, and I said, hey, how are you doing? Oh, good, but these Zillow leads are driving me crazy. And I said, well, are you not closing them, or what's going on? She said, no, I've got a closing. I've got a closing next week on one. I said, how much are you going to make? Well, she's going to make 7,500. I said, oh, that's good. How much are you spending? And she said, well, I'm spending, she was spending, I think, $250 a month or something like that she was spending. And I said, well, that's fantastic, right? And she said, well, yeah. And I said, well, what's the problem? She said, well, there's a lot of work and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, how long have you been doing this? And she said, I've been doing it for a year or whatever. And I said, well, is this your first closing? She said, no, I've had 2 other ones, and I made 11,000, I made 9,000, and this is 7,500. I'm like, well, you've spent $3,000 and
Exactly.
you made 27 grand, right? That's
Exactly.
a great return. And she goes, well, I never really thought about it like that.
Oh my gosh.
So Daniel, if the median house price is in St. Cloud, it is let's say 200,000. Okay,
Well,
median.
it's probably 350.
Yeah,
350.
275 to 350. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to do something I can do math. Thanks a lot for the 350, Tammy.
Okay.
So let's say it's 300,000. All right, so let's keep it where I can do it. Let's say it's 300,000, and so your average commission is going to be $7,500 or $9,000, right? And if you're buying 13 leads and you're closing 1 out of 6, let's make it 12 so I can do the math on that. That's 2 a month that you're going to close. So that is $15,000 to $18,000 you're going to make a month spending $1,500. You tell me if that's a good deal. Now, my problem is with this, that does border on the too good to be true territory, doesn't it? And the 1 out of 6 number sounds like it is completely pie in the sky. Okay, typical closings on internet leads like Zillow has historically been 5%. So you're going to close 1 out of 20. Okay, typically. But if you could close 1 a month out of it, you're still spending $1,500 to make $7,500 or $9,000. In my mind, still a great deal. You get these leads, they become customers. And those customers are going to be your customers for the rest of their lives, and they're going to send you all your family and friends. Honestly, I do it for half that, right? So it depends on your follow-up as a realtor. It depends on how many of these you can convert into sales.
Are you answering your phone? You got to answer your phone.
Leads are no good. So I think I've told you guys this before, but Carissa, when I first started, I started meeting with agents 5.5 years ago. I started meeting with agents, and I was meeting with all of people like you guys, and they're all dying for leads, right? This is 2015, and when the market wasn't exactly booming, right? And so they're all dying for leads, and so I went to Carissa and I said, look, all these people, all we got to do to recruit everybody in town is provide them leads, and we can just charge them a fee or whatever, right? And buy them leads. She said, well, you're a genius, but I've already done that. And it was awful, because the people who are dying for leads are people who don't follow up. They go to wind down Wednesday and don't wake up till Thursday at 11:30. And then they start calling people at 1, and the people won't answer the phone, or they've already talked to 5 different realtors and don't want to talk, and they cuss at them, and they do everything else because they don't want to talk to them. And they all tell me the leads are terrible. These leads suck. These are awful. Are they? Are all leads about the same, right? So the Zillow leads that they're talking about doing, and they changed this about 2 years ago where they boosted up their prices, and now they're concierging all the leads. Concierge used to be an option for you. Now they're concierging all the leads, and they're charging you, they used to be, in a place like St. Cloud, used to be about $40 a lead, and now it's, what you're telling me, it's about 120, sounds like.
Sounds like.
Yeah, 110. So what they're doing, how they're justifying that, is now we're getting them on the phone before we send them to you, right? So they're concierge leads where they actually have agreed to, hi, this is Bob from Zillow. I've located an agent for you down there. I saw that you didn't click on anyone, but I've located an agent for you down there in St. Cloud. His name is Daniel. Would you mind talking to Daniel? Sure, have him call me.
Yeah, that's what they do.
All right. So they're concierge leads where they've at least agreed to talk to you. Okay. But what they told me when they did that, and they said our old leads, they've typically been closing at about a 4.5%, but we're finding with these concierge, we're getting around 6%. This is 2 years ago. They told me this on the phone when all you guys were canceling your Zillow because the prices went through the roof. That's what they told me on the phone, and they were trying to get us to buy leads as a brokerage for that. So I sat through the presentation for it, and they said from 4.5% to 6%, and they were tripling, quadrupling, quintupling the price. Quintupling is 5, right? They were quintupling the price of these leads because they were concierge leads, and the closing percent was going up from 4.5% to 6%, which is 33%, pretty good, I guess, but it's really only 1.5%. So that is what's going on with them. If they're anything worth telling the truth, honestly, I think if you do it for 2 months and you get 26 leads, I think you'll close one, and it'll still be a good deal because you'll make $9,000 off of your $3,000. And you're meeting people and talking to people, hopefully they're true to their word, and you get 4.5 deals out of that. But I mean, if that's what they're offering, it sounds like a good deal.
Thank you very much.
I mean, did I analyze? I'm very analytical, so hopefully I analyzed that enough for you.
I love numbers. Okay. I invest
Fantastic.
$3,000, I get 9,000 out of that. That's a good investment.
That's a good investment, and so it's just a matter of if. And I guarantee you, if you're the best realtor in the world, you'll get more than 1 out of 6. And if you're the worst realtor in the world, you'll get 0.
Yeah, it's like baseball. It's like baseball. The batting average, same thing.
Yeah, but the more practice you get and the more you show up to batting practice, the more you're going to hit. So answer your phone and do all that. And that's the only baseball analogies I'm going to use with that. But answer your phone and knock them dead, okay? And let me know how it goes. Please report on me.
I will do it today. Thank you.
And Daniel, I'll go ahead and tell you ahead of time, there's nothing wrong with those leads, so don't complain about the leads. It's up to you. Okay?
I won't complain. I'm going to convert.
All leads are garbage. You have to convert them, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Anybody else? I love that kind of stuff, guys, and I'll tell you this one more time. The reason we do our Agent Success Program, the whole idea behind this is how to spend the money that we don't take from you. Carissa is mean, but she's not mean enough to take all your commission. She takes none, right? We have a fee to your client. That 20, 30% that she's not taking that a traditional brokerage does, that your competition out there is given to their broker so they can buy a new boat every year. That 20, 30%, spend it to grow your business. And if you do it $1,500 at a time, like what Daniel's talking about doing, you will grow your business and you will never beg for leads again. Because I don't want to see a 70-year-old agent coming to me, like I do see sometimes, and asking me where their next lead's coming from. That's no way to do it in this business, guys. Grow your business, grow your leads. Your broker, it never matter what broker you're with. You can leave us and do whatever if you want. I don't know why you ever would, because we're going to keep giving you all your commission back so you can buy more leads and more leads and more leads and more sales. And more sales beget more sales. And it starts sounding like multi-level marketing. But you sell one, you take the, like Daniel does. Okay. Let's say Daniel sells one of these houses and he makes 9,000. We're not taking $3,000. Daniel needs to set that $3,000 aside and buy 2 more months worth of leads. He should get 3 deals out of that. Now that 3 deals becomes $9,000 of money that we didn't take from him that he can buy, turn those into 3 deals each. And it just goes and goes and goes. And yes, it looks like a pyramid scheme, but it's actually just you getting more and more sales, right? And then what he does besides the spending money eventually, and you guys always ask this, how much money should I spend on marketing? That's the number one question that realtors ask. How much should I spend on marketing? And the answer is every penny that you can until you're so busy you can't take it anymore. Then if you want to start a team or do something like that, that's great with your excess leads. That's great. And you can just work your referrals, or you just work your referrals because you got so much business or whatever, and you buy a few leads here and there. So you're not attached to your phone all the time. And then you have some sort of freedom, right? And that's how you grow your business. That's how you become successful, and you become a business owner instead of a self-employed workaholic who can't take a week off to go to the beach because they'll go broke and they'll lose all their customers. Okay. So that's what you need to do. All right. And if you have a significant other or somebody else is sharing the purse strings with you, then you got to get them on board, and they have to understand I've got to spend a few bucks to make it in this business. And I don't care if we run a hot dog stand or what we do, we have to invest in our business, right? You got to buy a cart and dogs and buns and peppers and onions and ketchup and everything else, right? Same thing for real estate. You got to get leads. You got to know where your next lead's coming from. You've got to be able to establish a business. Guys, you run a business from the minute you get your real estate license. You run a business. And I'm getting a little bit into my kick in the butt training that I like to do, but I like to get you guys a little bit of a kick in the butt every now and then anyway. And that's coming up here in a couple of weeks, by the way. So buckle up for that one. But I like to get you guys excited about what you do, because that is how you're going to be successful. And you have to reinvest in your business, because otherwise call it a hobby and just tell me, Ryan, I'm a hobby realtor. And I'm fine with that. You guys do what you want. Some of you guys have jobs that you're driving to and from right now, and you're watching on your phone, or you're just listening, whatever. And I get that. I'm fine with that too. That's great. Make real estate whatever it is that you want it to be. But if you got in it because you wanted to make an unlimited amount of money, and you wanted to set your own schedule, and you want to be able to go see your kids and grandkids and do all this kind of stuff, if that's the reason why you got in this business, you have to invest in it, and you have to take it seriously, and you have to let everybody know what you do. And I don't care if you come off as salesy on your social media, you got to let people know what you do. Okay. Let them know. Let them know that you're a professional. Educate them on how the deal's done. We'll go back to what we talked about at the beginning, educating people about what you do as a realtor, so they know that they're the value that they're getting out of you. Like Nina was talking about, I tell them I'm a one-stop shop, and I'm going to get them through the insurance, through the all the things that they need to do that they have no idea what they're doing. How often do people buy new homeowners insurance, right? Only when they buy a house, and then once in a while, if you're like my wife, she'll say, oh my gosh, they raised it $150, we're switching companies, because she's on top of that. I'm not, right? But that's different personalities. And so if you tell me that you're going to help me with my homeowners insurance and all that stuff, I'm like, whew, thank goodness. That's great. Because the last realtor I had only showed me a couple of houses. I had to do all the running around and paperwork and all this kind of stuff. And then I never heard from her again after she got her $10,000 check. Okay. Right. Is that a difference? Is that what I want to hear from a realtor? Is that they're going to handle everything for me, and I can just sit back and, oh yeah, I got to supply my paperwork and stuff like my tax returns and all that, but otherwise you're going to handle stuff for me, stuff that I don't know how to do? Absolutely, right? When you go to a car dealership, you want them to handle everything for you, or do you want to sit in there and go through the engine with a with a wrench and see how everything's working, right? You don't know that. It's not your business. Any other questions?
Ryan.
Yes.
Marta Elena.
Yes, I see you.
I now I realize that I have 2 Zoom accounts. That's the reason that I try to change my name with
Okay.
the company. And I love the app. I am,
Oh, good.
yes, good. And Abby helped me a lot. And I don't know if the company has access to the circle pics. I asked, but I don't know if
Oh,
you
Circle Pics.
circle pics. Yes.
Have you guys used that? Anybody
What
on
is
here
that?
know about that?
No.
What is that?
Okay. I will see what Abby knows about that. I don't know much about it.
This is like you do the work one time, you schedule, and they automatically put the advertisement on real estate for you.
Okay, for what is that, for social media?
Yeah, social media. So
Okay.
it's as content.
Okay. Well, Andres was talking about that earlier. Maybe that's something that you do. Maybe, or maybe it's what Daryl was talking about, where he had other people doing it. But yeah, or so you put it on there one time and it goes to all your social media, or you put it on there and they're doing content, or your content, but it goes to all your stuff, like Hootsuite, or
Yes, it's similar. Yes.
okay, so it's like Hootsuite. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know that we have to have any relationship with them. I think you can just do it yourself.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll check into it. I'll see what that would take or what benefit would come from that.
Yeah,
I-
HomeSnap offers that as well. It'll advertise your listings or your sales and
Okay.
post it on Google, Waze, Facebook, and you can pick your different designs for each one that it goes out to. But
Could we ask you to indulge us and add the phone app to one of the welcome messages or some invitation messages like the paperless pipeline or something? Because I don't have it to provide my new partner. He may want.
Have him. Well, there's a lot more than just a link. So have him contact Abby about it. She has to get a picture from him that's already on the web that they can link to. A picture, what he wants his little code to be, all that kind of stuff. He's got to answer a bunch of questions,
Okay.
like 5 questions. So have him contact Abby. Anybody that wants that, please contact Abby, ABBY at FLA Realty Investment. Same as mine, except Abby. If you're really lazy, just email me and I'll forward it to her. But Abby will get you set up on that. If you have downloaded the one that's on the Play Store, what's it, Google Play Store or the iPhone Store, if you've downloaded that one, that is the corporate app. Do not give that to anyone because those leads come to me and I have no idea where they came from. So it'll just say, Patricia Harris wants to see 123 Oak Street. And I have no idea if that was Vivian's lead or Vanessa's or who, Sabrine's. I have no idea where that came from. Okay. So you have to uninstall that one and install your own. You can't install your own over that one. It'll still be that one. Okay. Your own will have your picture and your information, and those people will have no access to any other realtor but you. So it's fantastic.
Oh, Ryan, I forgot something. Any way that the corporate website has our photos or our, like everybody has the photo has to be in the first page.
No, we move them up there because you bums who don't send in your headshots and bios need to go to the back of the line so it looks like our people care. Otherwise, it's a bunch of blank pictures and then an occasional person.
But
So
that looks cool.
you bums go get your headshots and write a bio like a professional and get on our website. Okay, send it to Abby. She'll do all the work. We're paying a couple $100 right now to have all of your so your emails cannot be harvested by anyone. We're having direct links for your email. We're paying the web company to put those so people can just click on your emails instead of listing them on there under your name. That way they can't be hacked or harvested from there, or trying to protect you in that regard, as well as ours. And guys, what kind of professional are you if you don't have your headshot and bio on the web page? Please.
Yeah, but is any way that the people doesn't have a photo be at the last?
They should be. If she hasn't done that already, she's doing it. She's going to move all the people who don't have that to the bottom. So it looks like at first glance, before people get thumb tired, it looks like all of our realtors care about themselves and give us headshots and bios.
Okay. Thank you.
Would you work with someone who, you guys know people Google you, right? And
Right.
you guys know you're going to show up on our website, right? Would you work with somebody who has a silhouette? Do you accept friend requests from someone who's just a silhouette and doesn't have a picture? Would you work with a realtor who's just a silhouette and doesn't have a picture?
Right. That's right.
I see some of the guilty looks out there right now. Get her a headshot and a bio.
Thank you.
Okay.
So-
She just sent out something yesterday asking for them. Please get them to her. And yes, Martha Lane, we were supposed to, that's supposed to have been done, moving everybody who doesn't have one to the bottom. We try to keep them in alphabetical order the best we can so people can find you. But if you don't have a picture, you're going to the back of the line. Any other questions? You know what's funny? I find funny, some of you guys are in this thing and you're emailing me your problems on my email. Okay, so I'm busy. So anything good? Any kind of questions, anything at all? Nothing? Everybody's good? All right, guys.
Ryan,
Yes.
can I schedule one?
I'm sorry, I
Can I
lost you.
schedule a one-on-one with you?
Schedule a what?
A one-on-one with you.
Of course. Yeah, you email me. Text, call me or email me.
Okay.
All right, and we'll set it
Okay.
up.
Thank you.
Of course. Anybody, guys, if you guys ever need anything, you can schedule a one-on-one.
I need you to review that email that has Viv's top 7.
Thank
Ryan.
I hear you. I've already looked at it. I don't have a response.
Really good. It's just that
Yeah, rage and hate and everything else, whatever your acronyms are for your team. I love it. Any other questions? All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. We are going to do, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do our kick in the butt meeting, and we're going to do our investment meeting, investment training. So what do you guys feedback on that? Who wants investment training coming up? Anybody? Some people. Okay. All right. We'll do investment training then, either next week or the week after. And who wants a kick in the butt meeting?
Me.
You guys think you do, but you don't. All right. Well, thank you all very much. And we'll be doing those 2 meetings the next 2 weeks. All right. And I will see you then.
Got some
Bye,
work to
everybody.
do. Thank
Go
you.
get them. Go get them. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.